Trustee Sale Auction Purchasing. Welcome to Trustee Sale Auction Purchasing. Congratulations for making the good choice of further improving your real estate education. Real estate is a thrilling and profitable career. In this business, the more you learn, the more you earn. If you are dealing with foreclosures, you will find this online class fun, useful, and of immediate use. Whether or not you are planning to buy at the auction, it is very important for you to understand how trustee sales actually work. As a real estate professional involved in foreclosures, you should dominate this subject. On behalf of the bestshortsales.com team, I wish you maximum success in your real estate career. Introduction. This class is about knowing how to buy at trustee sales. For this, we will need to first understand how trustee sales work. We will go from generic to specific. Our target is for you to know what it takes to effectively buy a property at a trustee sale auction. Buying at the auction can be profitable, but it is very risky. To be successful in this business, you need to be diligent, have the knowledge, keep your emotions in check, and buy only at the right price. The best way to be clear is to start with some definitions. You can find the majority of these definitions in a real estate dictionary. Other terms are industry jargon and colloquial terms. Auction, a public sale of real property to the highest bidder. Foreclosure, the sale of a property used as security for debt to satisfy the debt. Default of debt payment triggers foreclosure. Most foreclosures are trustee sales. Trustee sale, the sale of real property at auction by a trustee under the power of sale of a trust deed. The sale is pursuant to foreclosure proceedings. Each state has its own foreclosure proceedings. Trustees sales and trustee sales are the same thing. In this class, the words auction and sales will be used interchangeably to mean trustee sale. Trust deed or deed of trust, a voluntary collateralization instrument in which a borrower transfers a property in trust to a trustee to the benefit of a lender in order to secure a debt. Under the trust deed, the trustee has the power to sell the property if the borrower defaults. Consider taking our Short Sales A to Z class if you would like to know more about this specific subject. In this class, the word mortgage will mostly mean trust deed. Mortgage, a voluntary collateralization instrument in which a borrower pledges a property as security for debt. In states where trust deeds are used, the word mortgage is used colloquially to refer to trust deeds. For the purpose of this class, we will use the terms mortgage and trust deed interchangeably. When we say mortgage, in reality, we mean trust deed. Execute, to exercise the power of sale of a trust deed. To execute means to foreclose. Trustee, one who is appointed to execute the power of sale of a trust deed. Foreclosing trustee, also known as trustee, successor trustee, or appointed trustee. It is an individual or company in the business of executing under the power of sale a deed of trust. The foreclosing trustee is in the business of foreclosing. Courthouse steps literally means the steps at the entrance of the courthouse. Most foreclosures take place at the courthouse steps. Deed, ownership title. Encumbrance, an interest over a property. This interest may or may not be associated with money. A right-of-way is an encumbrance. Lien, an encumbrance over a property for money. Trust deeds are liens. Liens are payable at sale. Secured loan, a loan secured by real estate. Real estate is collateral on the loan. Go to a trustee sale. You will learn a lot just by watching. Types of auction sales. There are 6 main types of real estate auction. General auctions, federal government seizure sales, state government seizure sales, which are not common, sheriff sales, trustee sales, general auction sales. These are sales in which, for whatever reason, the owner sells a property to an auction's highest bidder. Professional auctioneers usually handle these sales. The buyer obtains insured title to the property. Often, only a non-refundable down payment is required. The balance is usually payable within a specified length of time. Federal government seizure sales. This is the sale of properties seized by the federal government. The federal government already owns these properties. These sales are advertised and auctioned by government contractors. They are usually accomplished through a professional auctioneer. The buyer obtains clear but uninsured title to the property. Often, only a non-refundable down payment is required. The balance is usually payable within a previously specified length of time. Foreclosure sales. These are the sale of properties in order to satisfy a debt. Default of debt payment triggers foreclosure. There are two types of foreclosure sales: sheriff sales and trustee sales. It is when the property is sold that the owner loses all ownership rights to the property. Foreclosure happens at the moment of the sale of the property. Each state has its own foreclosure rules for each type of sale. You should know these rules before doing any foreclosure purchase. This class is about trustee sales, but it is very important to understand the difference between trustee sales and sheriff sales. Sheriff sales. They are a result of legal action. Therefore, they are classified as judicial foreclosures. These sales are typically advertised and auctioned by the county courthouse. The sheriff or a representative executes the sale. The buyer obtains a sheriff's deed. These sales are subject to all kinds of legal complications. Sheriff's sales are foreclosure on mortgages or liens. Mortgages and liens are outside the scope of this class. Consider taking our Short Sales A to Z class for more information on this subject. Trustee sales. These sales do not require any legal action. Therefore, they are classified as non-judicial foreclosures. These sales are handled and advertised by a foreclosure trustee. The trustee or a representative executes the sale. The buyer obtains a trustee's deed. These sales are subject to very few legal complications. Trustee sales are foreclosures on trust deeds. Consider taking our Short Sales A to Z class for information on this subject. Sheriff sale versus trustee sale. Sheriff sales and trustee sales are similar in that in both types of sale, the successful buyer is not responsible for any junior liens, and in both types of sale, the buyer is responsible for all senior liens. However, the differences between sheriff and trustee sales are huge. In a sheriff sale, the buyer usually, but not always, has to pay 100% cash at sale. The sale is not final. To be the successful bidder does not yet mean to be an owner with full rights. The foreclosed owner and other creditors have redemption rights for a limited time. This means they can get the property back. Redemption rules vary by state. Do not buy at a sheriff's sale until you are totally familiar with all the many rules. In a trustee sale, the buyer has to pay 100% cash at sale. The sale is final. This means the successful buyer has ownership rights as soon as the deed is received. There are no redemption rights. This means that the foreclosed owner and all other creditors have no recourse to the property. In most states, only the IRS has redemption rights to a trustee sale.